So the Hyvolution Program was a combination of a transformation program and an educational program. So what we wanted to do was take away from the transformation, but also teach people how to actually transform their body. So essentially, they're learning as opposed to just going and doing a transformation and falling back into their old habits. So we wanted to teach people what things to do, how to do them properly, so that they can go out into the big bad world and they can train themselves. So we looked at what everyone else was delivering, and it's usually around about the time frames between 6 to 12 weeks for most people. And what we seen was a distinct lack of individualization. So we wanted to actually find out what the client wanted. Obviously they want to transform their body, but also teach them what's going on within their body. So when you sign up for a transformation program, you say, right, I'm going to start on Monday. There's no real time frame to get you mentally prepared. Also, you've probably never done any training before, or you haven't in a while, and literally trying to jump straight into a transformation program can be really taxing on the body. So what we wanted to do is, with the 4-week preparation phase, we wanted to teach people. So we have an educational seminar on barbells, kettlebells, dumbbells. Then have a nutrition seminar where we teach people how to eat, what's going on in their body, why we need proteins, carbohydrates and fats, talking them through their actual own nutrition plan, as well as getting measurements and stuff like that there, so we can individualize it for the program. We also go through a movement and mobility workshop, which we actually teach people how to actually improve their flexibility. So there's an outcome to this, and not just a physique development outcome. And then last but not least, we talk about programming. So we talk about how, sets and reps, what that means, RPE, which is rate of perceived exertion, which is basically how hard you're working, how you can regulate your own training. And at the start of that, we cover an FMS. So we cover a functional movement screen. So we assess our client. So what we seen was people were walking into the gym and saying, I want to do a transformation. Okay, let's start Monday. Just walking in, getting absolutely beasted, and feeling achy and sore, eating chicken and broccoli and rice, and just more or less feeling miserable. Okay, the outcome is what they're looking for, but we wanted to do it in a more educational sort of perspective. So the Hyvolution Program is coached by myself, PJ, and John. So we both created the program together, and it has evolved over the years. So the primary coaches who are going to be on that course are going to be myself and John. Now we have other coaches who will step in who specialise in different fields. So whether it be nutrition, whether it be flexibility and mobility. So there may be some other coaches that may coach certain aspects of it. So the course in total is 16 weeks. So it's broken down into 2 phases. So we have the 4-week preparation phase, which is where we go through our training seminars, our nutrition seminars, our mental preparation, our functional movement screens where we assess our client, and then the 12 weeks of hard training. So we do limit numbers, again, just so we can spend more time with the client. So we usually limit to about 5 per course, just so we don't have a huge influx of people, and we can work with the client more individually. So it is based on, are you actually able to do the course? So we get a lot of course inquiries, but they're not right for our course. Okay, so we're very selective about who we choose. We want the people who are actually going to work and have the same sort of mindset and are willing to listen on Hyvolution. Just basically being in the industry for so long and seeing trends and seeing patterns that happen with people. So it's a lot of the time it's getting to know your client and getting to know certain populations. So we have people who are very conscious in terms of weight, and nutrition is obviously going to be a big aspect. And what we see is people from poor backgrounds generally have poor diets. So it's working with those guys as well as the other guys and actually specialising more on the nutrition and getting them up to speed. So it's a case of working again individually with those clients, and it's evolved over what's worked, what can we do better, and that's why Hyvolution is such a great course. So we just want to get to know bits about why you want to transform your body. We want clients who are going to be engaged not only during the course, but after the course. And that may not necessarily be with hybrid, but a case of learning from the course in terms of the educational components and actually continuing on. So the trend that we've seen and the reason why we evolved Hyvolution was a lot of people will do transformations and then they'll just stop. And they've not addressed the habits that they had before. They've just went down and they've just worked their ass off for 12 weeks. So we want to make this a lifestyle course and not just necessarily a transformation course.
Done over a period of time, or is it you get to know someone, you agree for them to come on board, that's it? Or?
So they fill in an application form online, so there's a few basic questions, why they want to do it, what's their goals, what they're hoping to achieve. And then we'll actually have a telephone interview. We'll actually speak to the client, or essentially maybe a face-to-face interview, and we'll actually get to the root of why they actually want to do this. What people say they want to do and what they actually mean to do is sometimes something completely different. Most definitely. So we actually did a recent survey about our services and the people who actually train with us, and obviously offline people, and the majority of our clients have been with us 3 years plus. So a lot of our retention is based on those relationships. We try to add value to that by giving our clients new goals continuously, so they don't fall on that sort of, I'll just stop or I'll rest. So we don't rest on our laurels. We give people goals and mountains that they can achieve, and again, we then give them the tools to try and achieve that. So we have 4 seminars which we teach over the 4 weeks, and they're done usually on a weekend basis, or again it can be done individually. And what we do is we have the functional movement screen from Functional Movement Systems. So essentially we assess our client, on 7 movement patterns. So we can actually tell where they're more risk of injuring themselves. So then we can individualize the program a lot more. We then go through the program in terms of we train them how to use barbells for squats, deadlifts, shoulder press, bench, all the big moves. But the great thing about the FMS and why it ties in is because we individualize those. So rather than say that we're going to squat and it's going to be a barbell squat, it could be a different alternative. It could be a kettlebell squat. It could be, just a body weight squat. We individualize it from the data that we get from the actual movement screen. So what makes it so much more applicable to the client. Then we obviously cover the movement and mobility. So, a lot of times we sit in this poor posture in the majority of the population, and we lose that actual functionality of certain muscles. Some muscles become tight, some become weak, and we're trying to address those so we can get the maximum benefit from the course. A lot of people have mobility restrictions, so whether it's not having the ability to actually bring their hands overhead, or whether they hamstring flexibility where they can't touch their toes. So we want to address those. So the looser you are, essentially the more strength we can build. Then obviously with the nutrition is a big one for everyone. It needs to be developed in terms of it's not just a case of eat less, train more. It has to have a bit of scientific principle behind it. So we teach people how to regulate the nutrition. We get them to track their nutrition. We can constantly see what they're eating, what's coming in, what's coming out. And then when things sort of start to slow down or plateau, we can change things. So we don't leave anything to chance. Then obviously going over the programming aspect, we want to teach them what they're going to be doing. So instead of us going through the program and going, right, we're doing this today, what's that? It's about teaching these guys, this is what a squat is, this is what a bench press is, this is what a deadlift is, and they can take that advice away. So the preparation phase is just a great phase to actually learn what makes our clients tick, and to actually introduce them to our services before they go on to the 12-week training program.